Hi, everybody. Welcome to Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And today we're joined by Jeff Allen with Orbis International. Jeff, thanks so much for being on Digital Champions today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
And tell us more about what you do at Orbis International.
Well, I'm an Amazon digital agency, which means a few things. Primarily, it means if there is a brand that is not on Amazon, or a brand that wants to put products on Amazon, they don't know how, I can either teach them how to get their brand set up on Amazon and how to set up their pages, or I can just go ahead and do it for them. But what I do more these days is a brand will come to me, already have products up on Amazon, they thought they had a great product and they're just not doing well. So I will go in and I will look at their pages. I'll kind of do a checklist of what's working, what's not. And then from there, I can help them. I can teach them what they need to update, or I can just do it for them if they hire me to do that. But my whole thing is I got to make everything look great on Amazon, or customers aren't going to buy your product. If it could be the greatest product in the world, and if it looks terrible on Amazon, you're not going to make any sales.
Oh, I agree with you there. And you get to be on Amazon all day as part of your job. I think you have like the best job in the world, and the most dangerous.
I am Amazon. Even in my sleep, ideas pop into my head and I wake up and write them down.
And so what's your best advice if somebody's coming to you and they've like, I've got this great product, it's just not selling. I've read all the Google things I'm supposed to do about selling on Amazon. I followed their tips and it's just not working. What do you normally see as probably the biggest mistake that they're making that they don't realize?
Absolutely, far away, number one, terrible content. When I say terrible content, you've got three main things that you can do on Amazon. One is called ATF, or above the fold. It means all the information above where you have the point where you have to scroll down. So that's the main body of the page. There are three sections that you need to absolutely pay attention to. One is the title for SEO, for search engine optimization using keywords. That's important to get people to the page. But once they're there, no exaggeration, you have 5 seconds to make an impression on a customer, to make them stay on your page and say, I'm more interested, so I'm going to stop here. If you don't capture their attention within 5 seconds, they're gone. They're on to the next product. So how do you do that? You do that with the thumbnail images that go down the left-hand side of the screen. And you do it with the bullet points, which are just below the title. When I go in, the three things I look at first. Mostly what I see on the left-hand side for images are images that are either very small, low resolution, are just clip art that they've stuck in there. Customers will look at images. We are visual people, and we buy things through emotion. And if those images do not represent your product in an emotional way to get your customer emotionally involved, or they're low quality, or they just don't make sense, I'm gone. If I've accomplished that, then people go over and they skim the bullet points. And the bullet points are, what are the features of your product and what does that mean to me? So you can't just go to a bullet point and say, it does this, and it does this, and it does this. You have to tell them, this is what it does. This is why you should be interested in it. And you go down that track. And if you get that right, customers are already going to say, oh, this is a cool product. It looks cool. I can see myself using this. I can see all the benefits that it's going to bring. What do those benefits mean to me? So now all of a sudden you grab the customer's attention. They're going to investigate more about your product. That's section one. That's called above the fold. Once you scroll, if you get the information and you're interested, but you don't really have all the information you wanted, your questions aren't completely answered, You go down to below the fold to an area that is provided by Amazon to brand registered sellers called A plus or enhanced brand content. It's a section where you can tell a very long story. The first thing I look at is the first part of that should be, who are you? What's your brand? Why do I care about you? Are you legit? So I want to show my brand. I want to tell my brand story. It doesn't have to be long and involved. It's just, who am I? Why should I care about you? Are you a legit a brand? The second thing is, now you need to get into the more of what you couldn't tell above the fold. You need to tell more information about that product. You absolutely have to make the emotional connection of using big, large images that shows the product in use. Customers will connect to a product that they can see themselves using, and therefore you use something called lifestyle images. What lifestyle images are is your product being used by somebody that is the demographic that your product is appropriate for. So if I'm using a garlic press, you better show a picture of a kitchen and two happy people just excited about using their garlic press, and then have a couple more features in that image that talks about why your garlic press is better than any other garlic press on the market. Then you go down to other sections that Amazon makes available, where now you can segment out those features and say, here's a feature you're going to be interested in. You can use an icon, or you can use another lifestyle image. I like actually doing sections for both. Now I'm going to dig into, this is really heavy duty. It's never going to fail on you. It's dishwasher safe. It's never going to rust. You can wash it thousands of times and it'll be just like the day that you bought it. What the next feature might be, something like the garlic comes out at the exact right size that you wanted. The chunks aren't big, they're not too small. So you talk about that, and you may even talk about, hey, if you are not completely satisfied, if you're not overjoyed with this product, just return it, no questions asked.
Well, Jeff, you have walked us through the entire sales journey. And not only do I say that as a fellow marketing professional, but as an avid customer of Amazon, you have walked me through every single process that I go through when making a decision. And believe me, if you're good, you have me at above the fold. I don't even need to go further if you're good. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions. I mean, we could sit here and listen to this all day long. I love it. And it's also what you've done is also such great information for anybody selling any product. Tell the story, have quality pictures, put your sales features, let people know that it's a reliable product, and if they don't like it, they can return it. I mean, this is just great advice across the board, but for specifically, as you mentioned, people selling on Amazon. Thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
It was my pleasure. I hope everybody got something out of it.
Oh, and now I want to go look at a garlic press. Well, if you'd like to learn more about Jeff Allen and what he does at Orbis International, because it sounds like if you want to sell on Amazon, you need to give Jeff a call. You can learn more about him on dailyadbrief.com. And that's going to do it for us on Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk. We look forward to learning something new with you next time.